Muziris in traditional textbook is considered to be a seat of civilization.
Actually, this site flourished as one of the major ports to the spice trade.
It was one of the pivotal points between the East and West trade. The port was very prosperous until it disappeared in the 14th century.
The mystery of India's ancient port of the Muziris has captivated archaeologists for decades. Once at the heart of one of the world's most influential trading routes, written about in 2000 years old Sangam literature. For centuries, the port of Muziris was a hub of interaction between South India and Persia, the Middle East, North Africa, and the Roman Empire in the Mediterranean.
The 2nd century was map of the whole Roman Empire in which Muziris is marked. So Muziris was a reality and Muziris was a port to which Roman ships were coming, and so they came in search of pepper. Pepper was considered to be equivalent to gold. It was called black gold.
Pepper was such a fascinating item. The overseas traders were ready to take to any risks adventures to go to places for procuring pepper.
Once held by Roman author Pliny the Elder as the first emporium of India's, Muziris was known of its opulence, frequented by ships carrying spices, gems, ivory and silk. However, suddenly in the 14th century it was no more, seemingly wiped up off the map. The great port of Muziris disappeared without a trace. Some historians argue it fell with the decline of the Roman Empire. Others trace it to the devastating floods of Perea in 1341. To this day, there is still huge debate over Muziris' true location.
In 2006 and 7, there was excavations started in southern parts, especially in Patanam, revealing strong trade relations with the Mediterranean and the European countries, which led to the present discovery of the port of Muziris.
I, as the director of Patanam Excavation, managed 12 seasons of excavations, so the excavation brought out of a huge volume of evidence which speaks about multicultural character, nearly 37 cultures belonging to Asia, Europe and Africa. Here from 93 centimeter down we were getting materials from all over the world. We have selected samples for dating, but from stratigraph and geological evidence, we feel we are at the peak phase of the Muziris. At this level,
the excavation at Patanam have unearthed many fascinating finds, from gold ornaments to glass beads to early Chera coins. In 2020, a rare Roman Sphinx seal ring, similar to the one worn by Augustus Caesar before he became Roman emperor, was discovered at the Patanam site.
You are getting all these things from a small village like Patanam and you're not finding it anywhere else. What does it mean? This helpless little island called Patanam was an integral part of Muziris. This could be the modern New York or modern Shanghai or Mumbai.
However, not all historians are convinced that Patanam is the true location of the ancient port of Muziris.
Historians have been talking about the existence of civilization on the basis of the fine pottery, wine jars and garum jars and so on. People immediately concluded that these were the objects imported by the Eastern Mediterraneans. Yes, in a way imported, but for their own purpose. You don't find any of these items. Penetrating into the interior, I root a paper in search of Muziris that was based on a thorough study of the Kranganor area, and then we concluded that it could be somewhere near a tributary and closer to Kranganor.
The controversy going on whether Patanam is Muziris or Muziris is Patanam. Looking at the historical records, Muziri is a very large area. So I think the whole area, which will cover both sides of the river Periyar, could be part of the original Muziris. I strongly believe that much more history is buried below the ground.
It had trade relationship with many ancient civilizations of the Middle East. Similarly, later all these Portuguese, Dutch, all colonial forces also came to the same place. So we had the continuous history of trade.
It was following the mysterious disappearance of Muziris in the 14th century that the port of city of Kochi rose to significance as a key center of trade in the port of India. And to this day, Kochi and Muziris continue to share a close connection. In 2012, the Kochi Muziris Biennale was established as India's first ever biennial of international contemporary art, aiming to bring together the cosmopolitan spirit of modern Kochi and the mythical past of Muziris as a hub of global culture.
Kochi and Muziris used to be receivers all the time. It received not only culture, not only had the trade relationships, but we had all religious components in a way. This is the ideal place, I would say, a secular place we could build or come together in this land. That is one of the reasons I think the biennial also plays an important role when we bring artists from around the world. Muziris is like mother for us. There is kind of umbilical cord relationship with Muziris and Kochi.
Whilst the historical debate over the exact location of Muziris continues to rumble on, the archaeological evidence makes it clear that this port of India was melting pot of global culture, exchanging commodities and ideas over centuries. The archaeological evidence makes it clear that this part of India was melting pot of global cultures, exchanging commodities and ideas over centuries. And although India's first emporium may have vanished from the map, IT's legacy can still be felt today.